see the face. The cards are shuffled, we've set the pace. This ain't no friendly neighborhood game. This is the Syndicate, we don't play the same. They say they've got skills, they say they've got fire, but we built this table, raised it high. So call your crew and bring your best. It's multi-table mayhem, forget the rest. We don't fear the numbers, we don't flinch at the crowd. We rise in the silence, we strike loud and proud. Stack for stack, play by play, we'll be waiting at the end of the day. So rally the room, light the fuse, but just know this, we don't lose. Try your luck in the lion's lair. Come take on the Syndicate if you dare. We don't fear the numbers, we don't flinch at the crowd. We rise in the silence, we strike loud and proud. Stack for stack, play by play, we'll be waiting at the end of the day. So rally the room, light the fuse, but just know this, we don't lose. Try your luck in the lion's lair. Come take on the Syndicate if you dare. I don't need no chips, I just need your flair. Freak child's coffee, now it's my kind of affair. Acer let us smoke, blinked once then sighed. That priceless lighter, baby, it's been chase-ified. You're here for the blinds, I'm here for the buzz. Like a glittered up raccoon with a god complex. Just because. Catch me if you can, Syndicate elite. Your roster's full of killers, but I'm light on my feet. I don't play a hand, but your table's been pranked. I'm the klepto kingpin, and you are my bank. Millie Porter wine, turned once it's gone. She suspects the dealer, but that read is so wrong. You built a fortress of cold calculation, but I'm the true ghost who runs this operation. I'm the sparkle in the dark, the thief in shiny slacks. I am the one who's out to steal more than just your stare. Catch me if you can, freak child's crew. Your poker face is fierce, but my fingers are too. I don't need the glory, I just need your stash and a place in your nightmares where I make a dash.
Oh, the Syndicate returns as promised. It is Player's Chase, game number 5. Happening now as we shuffle up and deal right now. Chase is on the loose, and he's hiding with one of the players. A Syndicate bounty series.
Aces ladder.
It doesn't make sense to a lot of people not playing along, but there's a whole point system that goes along with everything.
Divine.
as the Syndicate's little nemesis, Chase, hides amongst them as the secret bounty in this bounty series where everybody is aiming to knock each other out. Everybody getting an extra point for a knockout in today's game. If you knock out somebody who's hiding Chase, you also get 3 extra points. But if you are the one hiding Chase when you get knocked out, well, Chase is going to take a point away from you at the same time. It is the Syndicate playing live on PokerNow.club, a free-to-play poker site. A completely free-to-play poker site. You don't have to pay any money to play with the Syndicate or at PokerNow.club. The Syndicate website, SyndicatePokerClub.com. We'll give you more information. Everybody's shuffled up and dealing, getting the battle going, and Chase is hiding amongst them somewhere in this crazy-ass game. Take a peek at who's playing tonight. Jam Rock and Roll, Leary Alice, Biggie Large, Molly Mary, Casely, Millie Boss. Ika's in the house. Neon, Forking Ace Hole as always. No Fold Frank, actually a substitution on No Fold Frank. He's been substituted with Daniel Biscuit, making his way back onto the table, actually, as it turns out. So that's who's all playing. We got 2 tables of action with 11 players trying to find Chase and knock each other out, all in the same process. Looks like Table 1's got some action going on, so let's take a peek at what's going on with Jam Rock and Roll, Ika, Millie, Molly Mary, Casely, and Leary Alice. Sporting the Genie tonight. The Genie Mermaid, they call it. 2 aces, a 6, and an 8 on the board. Molly Mary bet enough to get Casely out of that one. As the game continues, Chase hiding somewhere amongst everybody, and you'll know when he moves. For those of you watching here on the Syndicate Poker Club webcasts, because he'll come dancing around the screen. And he will be moving in about 6 minutes unless somebody finds him before then. Chase moves to a different player every round until he is found. Casely, Leary Alice going heads up with an 8-6-4 on the board. A king of diamonds comes on the turn. 2 diamonds on the board there. Casely and Leary Alice checking it down. Leary Alice will go 80, and Casely says, no thank you. As we are done with that hand over here on Table 1. Table 2, that's not Table 2. This is Table 2, and that's not the Wheel of Chasedom, but that's okay. Is Biggie Large, Daniel Biscuit, Working Ace Hole, Neon 10, and Boss battling out over here on Table 2. We will change that graphic here shortly, as they get into yet another hand over here. Once again, Chase could be hiding with any one of these players that are currently active and live and playing. 9, King 9 comes on the board. Pair of 9s with a King of Spades. Rainbowed up on the rest of it. Daniel goes for 60. Neon will go with it with a 8 of diamonds. A full rainbow out there. 115 from Daniel. Called by Neon. And the 5 of diamonds, or 5 of whatever the fuck that is, a spade. I never know. They say call a spade a spade. Neon takes that one down with the pair of kings. Kings and, 2 pair, kings and 9s. They say call a spade a spade. I keep trying to, but I don't have my damn glasses on my face. Apparently you're supposed to put them on your face, not your toes. Off to another hand. 10-20 on the blinds right now. The blinds go kind of wacky and crazy throughout this entire game. 2-7 Jack. And a 3 of clubs comes. Now we got 2 clubs on the board. Everybody's checking around. Playing cautiously as they take a peek for Chase. Boss making it into the game tonight. And we'll actually take that hand, as a matter of fact. Boss, one of the original Syndicate players. 3 diamonds on the board and a straight kind of forming up there. 5, 6, 7, 8, and a 4 of spades. And 100 from Biggie Large is enough to take that one down with no show there. Boss, coming from the 3rd rock of the sun, not divulging age, but is the Syndicate overall 6th player. Has definitely not won 111 series games. I don't know why that one didn't update. But her most notable poker accolade is getting bossy when it counts. And best season sit-and-go ranking has been 57th over at PokerNow.club, a free-to-play poker club, or poker site. Poker client, something. Whatever you want to call it. That's what's going on. Working ace hole checking it over to Danny Biscuit with a 9-6 king, 6 and the king of diamonds, and a 9 of spades. Now a 3 of hearts comes on the turn. Working ace hole checks it out over to Danny Biscuit. 2:25 to go. Acer says yes. Another heart, and Daniel Biscuit will take it. As we are into some Omaha hands now. The other crazy part of the Chase series. It is a mixed game series. They haven't quite made it over to the Omaha hands yet over on table 1. And Boss will take that one down. And it looks like, over on table 1, we're just barely going to catch the glimpse of this last no-limit hold'em hand that Molly Mary will take down with 3 of a kind. 2s with the ace kicker. And they're into their first Omaha hand. Omaha High. 2 different versions of Omaha that are played in the Chase series. Pot Limit Omaha High and Pot Limit Omaha 8. Known as High-Low, where you can have a lot of split pots in high-low. Jammer, Ika, Millie, Molly all hopping into this hand. A lot of different options to play 4 different cards, but you must play 2 of your 4 cards to make your best 5-card hand, which means 3 of the cards on the board of the community cards must also be used. It's not like Hold'em where you can use all 5 or 4 or maybe even just 1. You have to use 3 from the board and 2 from your own hand in Omaha. As Millie bets 100 to Molly Mary, who calls it. I'll get Jammer out of there. Ika, will it be a battle of the ladies? You're soon to find out. Ika says no, and it is Millie and Molly Mary both catching the straight. And with that, Chase moves on to somewhere else. As the blinds go up to 20-40. Into another Pot Limit Omaha High hand. 2 hands of Pot Limit Omaha High, 1 hand of Pot Limit Omaha 8, or also known as High-Low, coming up after this one. Everybody with a little bit of this, that, and the other happening. Blind level on this blind timer on this level is a little bit shorter than the last. And the blinds will go up again here to 30-60 in about 5 minutes. 120 from Millie over to Jammer, who calls, or actually goes up over the top. At 520, Millie will call it. 7 of clubs on this Omaha hand. Millie checks it over to Jammer, who checks it back, and a jack of spades to round out this hand of Omaha High on table 1. And Millie having a good think about this one, not sure what to do here. Pops in a 40. Oh, takes it down with the straight, ace 10. That jack on the river completed her straight. So there you go. That'll give us a new leaderboard a little bit. Everybody kind of still hanging tight in our top 10 right here. Molly Mary, Neon, Boss hitting the top 3. Millie popping up into 4th with that. Leary Alice, Daniel, Ika, Biggie Large, Casely, and Jammer down in 10th. And the Forking Ace hole actually not on the screen. He's sitting in the basement in 11th right now. But everybody's still sitting close on their original chip stacks, as it were. Everybody started out with 5,000, so not too far off at this point. 2 tables of action with the Syndicate Poker Club. Where's Chase, the Syndicate Bounty Series? Players get extra points for knocking players out beyond winning in different scenarios. You can check out more of that information over at syndicatepokerclub.com, the official home website of the Syndicate. You can check out more about the backstory of the Syndicate, games, game series, leaderboards, player profiles, player roster, how to join the Syndicate, and all of that good rock and roll kind of stuff for you. So check that out, syndicatepokerclub.com. Playing live over at pokernow.club, a free-to-play poker site. So with that, we will let these guys roll for a minute, and we will be back momentarily on the mic as these 2 tables of mediocre action continue with the Syndicate Poker Club. And we will leave you over at table 2 for now.
I played it tight, like the books all say. Laid down queens just the other day. Did the math, felt real mature. Didn't trust that board, I was feeling sure. Then she showed Jack 5, hit a boat by fluke, and I died a little inside, sipping warm kombucha. I folded a full house, Lord help me now. Was trying to be wise, didn't want to kowtow. They're shoving with nothing, I'm playing it sound, and every bad player is taking me down. Next hand I flop trips, feeling the flow. Then some dude insta jams like a TV show. I tank and fold, say nice hand, real kind. He flips over 6 high like he lost his mind. He says I had a blocker, then orders a Coke, and I question my career and all of my hopes. I folded a full house, I let it go. They shove with there and still steal the show. Every rid I make is painfully right, but poker gods ghosted me out of spite. I study the charts, I play like a pro. They're eating hot dogs and winning the dough. One guy said I don't even know how to play then turned quads and skipped away. I'm dreaming of bingo, where the rules make sense, 'cause this table's a circus and I'm on the fence. I folded a full house, can't sleep at night. They're raising with Uno cards out of spite. I'm begging the dealer to just deal me out, while Chad goes all in with the mustard stain shout. So next time I see it, I might just call, even if the board's paired with 4 overcards and a flush draw.
Fold to the full house. That is something that happens quite often in the world of Omaha. Everybody moving back over into Texas Hold'em. But with that, nobody's been knocked out yet, and Chase moves on yet again to another player. As he's sat with 2 players so far, he's now on to his third. He sat with Millie and Jammer both. But now he's moved off to somewhere else. And where that is, we'll never know until he's caught and found. And that's where we stand for now. Let's take a peek over at table 2. What's going on over here? Boss and Biggie Large going head to head on this one. Biggie Large will take that one down with a pair of kings, look like. As caught the glimpse of that right at the end. And there we go. We are back. We had to lose the stream. And there we go. We are back. We had to lose the stream for just a quick second there, but we are back, sort of, kind of. I don't know what's going on here. We'll have to get to the root of that little problem there here shortly. Boss and Biggie going heads up again on this hand. And Biggie Large will take that one down with just a lowly pair. 30-60 are the blinds, but Forking Acehole says, nope, we're going up to 210. And he's not going to explain himself as to why it was going to have to go up to 210. Blinds will be going up in about 5.5 minutes. Chase will be moving again if nobody finds him until that time. Nobody's knocked anybody else out yet. Still at 11 players. 10 and the King of Spades, 5 of Diamonds, 3 of Hearts, and now a Queen of Hearts to round it out on the river. Daniel checks it over to Forking Acehole, who checks it over to Boss, who checks it. And the Forking Acehole will take it with a whopping pair of 5s. Humongous hands in this game. Absolutely humongous. Large pots. Everybody waiting for somebody to make a little mistake, apparently. You can hear Chase laughing in the background at these guys right now. I'm sure of it. 100%. Especially at Daniel Biscuit. Daniel Biscuit and Neon both have caught Chase twice so far in 4 games. A lot of bounties have happened. You can check all of that out over at the Syndicate website of the current standings as they are so far. Daniel Biscuit going big time, 1980 on this Omaha hand. We were going to check the leaderboard, but we're going to hold off for a second. Daniel takes that pocket ace or pair of aces in the hole cards held up. So that should, I believe, give Daniel Biscuit the chip lead now, sizable-ish, over Molly Mary, and it does. He will be first, Molly Mary second, Boss is going to be sitting third, Neon in fourth, Millie in fifth, Larry Alice, Jammer, Ika, Casely, and Forking Acehole rounding out the rest of the top 10. Biggie Large sitting down in the basement with 1735 currently. And everybody questioning hands here at Table 2 of the Where's Chase Bounty Series, a Syndicate Bounty Series, a special series. Not only is it a bounty, but there's a hidden bounty on top of everything else. Biggie, Daniel, and Boss all going for this one. A lot of low cards here. This is a pot limit Omaha 8, this is a high hand. The highest 5-card hand will win. Biggie Large going all in and will take the first seat at the bar, and we will jump down to one table. We will pop over to just one table now. Everybody joining in all together as the first knockout comes in the form of Biggie Large. But apparently Chase was safe on that one, so he will dance away and still continue hiding. Blinds will be up here in about 2.5 minutes, so even though Biggie Large has gone out, Chase still remains where he was, hiding with who he was hiding with, or is hiding with, I should say, until the blinds go up again. A little background music. It gets kind of quiet because we can't get the table sound effects to work. Daniel Biscuit showing his little Where's Chase avatars. Syndicate loving the Chase game so far. Started out as a bunch of Syndicate lore. Freakchild and Acer hanging out in a poker game. Lack of sleep and hopped up on caffeine, and all of a sudden the name Chase came across, and it became a person who stole a lighter, and next thing you knew, he became a character in a song, and there's more Chase, another Chase. Oh, that's Chase getting puked on by the giraffes. The Syndicate crew is taking shots at Chase tonight. They're not happy with Chase at all. He is a very egotistical, conceited, flamboyant, dancing weirdo, and he's a kleptomaniac on top of it. He just steals things just for the hell of it, including points. If he's hiding with you and you get knocked out, he's going to take some points with you. And I am going to pop up the music for just a minute here. All right, we are back. Had to investigate some sounds outside the studio. Off in the distance, sounded like more gunshots. Hooray for Denver, Colorado. Back to the game, and anyway, off the jam rock and roll, we are back to No Limit Hold'em here. And Chase, has moved. Wow, he's really dancing. He went off to the other direction this time. See, he always keeps you guessing. Good old Chase. Ten players sitting at the final table of Chase game number 5 with the Syndicate Poker Club. Pika will go with the flow here. Molly will check it over to Casely. Checks it over to Ika with a king deuce of diamonds and an 8 of hearts. Ika says 200. She said she ain't taking any more of this crap of being bullied around by anybody, especially during Jace. She bets it, holds it, and does not show. We're off to another hand of No Limit Hold'em. 2 cards dealt face down to each player. A round of betting. Force blinds, 40-60. Or sorry, 40-80 at this point. Small blind, big blind. Pre-flop. Everybody has the option to call, fold, raise. And whoever's in the big blind, Leary Alice in this case, has an option to check when it comes back around her as long as nobody raises. And she checked the option to just let it go at 80. And then the round of betting starts on the left of the dealer, which started with Casely, who was in the small blind. Everybody checking around at this point with 2 9s and a 7 on the board. Rainbowed, as it's called. 1 diamond, 1 heart, 1 club. 1 9 of clubs, 1 9 of hearts. 180 chip bet from Millie that'll be called by Millie, Boss, and not Jammer. Or sorry, Millie bet it, Molly called it, Boss called it, Jammer did not. It's a 6 of diamonds, and Boss says it's worth 350 chips. Millie says, oh yeah, let's see it. As another diamond comes out on the river, a 3 of diamonds. 300 to go. Millie will call it, and Boss will take that one down with a straight. Millie had the 2 pair pocket queens. And that will do that hand as we get closer and closer to yet another pot limit Omaha. And coming up here in just a moment. Leary Alice, Daniel, and Neon in this hand. Daniel no longer. Neon says no. Leary Alice's bet will be enough. $40.80 on the blinds. Boss over to whoever the fuck these people are. Working ace hole called on the big blind. Neon will go double that for $1.60. Boss says no. Forking ace will fork over a little bit more. 973 on the board. Club a spade and a heart, now a diamond. Full rainbow on there. 9-7, a 3 and a 10. Neon says he has the flush for 320. And Forking ace hole believed him and folded out. About 2 more minutes to go. Molly Mary says $1.60 to go. Daniel and Neon will stay in with it. Queen 7-6, another rainbowed flop out. Checked by both the gentlemen over to Molly, who says $1.60. Molly Mary, winner of the Sethi 20K free roll flight game number 2. Got a seat into a final table series. Not sure what happened with the rest of that. We never did get any more updates with that. Queen of clubs comes out on the river. Molly says 320 to go. Daniel will call it, and he will take it down. 2 pair queens over 6s over Molly Mary's queens that were on the board. As we are now back over to a couple of hands of Pot Limit Omaha. Everybody taking a, well, 2 cents worth from 4 King Ace hole. Daniel will check it with a 3 queen and an 8, 2 spades and 1 heart, a 3 and an 8 of spades, queen of hearts. Isn't that what you're not supposed to play with, the queen of hearts? Isn't that how that song goes? Never play with the queen of hearts? I don't remember the rest of the lyrics. Something about how it really smarts or something. Who was that? Barbara Mandrell? You people don't fucking care. Anyway, it's a 7 of clubs on the turn. Jammer will check it over to Millie. Millie says $1.60 with what's out there. Molly Mary says, I want to see this. Leary Alice with the Genie Mermaid. Consulting the Genie Mermaid, apparently. With $1.60 to go. She will go along with Daniel and Jammer. Now in the action. Says no. 5 of diamonds. And Millie will take that one down with 3 of a kind. Queens. So Millie will add to her chip stack just a little teeny tiny bit. And with that, Chase moves yet again to another player and survives 4 rounds. Eight, King, Jack, 5 clubs on the turn. Millie says 100 to go. Ace says no. Daniel says okay. Jammer will take a peek for that card and see if that helps with the Queen of Diamonds. Millie slowing it down just a tad. $300 to go from Daniel, and Jammer will call it. Millie, she will go. Daniel Biscuit taking it with 3 of a kind queens himself. With the King Jack kicker. We are now off to pot limit Omaha high-low, where not only does the high hand win, but also a low qualifying hand can win. Anything with an 8 or lower on the board, there has to be 3 cards that are 8 or lower on the board in order for it to be a qualifying hand. 5 cards have to be lower than an 8. Best you can have is ace 2, 3, 4, 5 as the lowest hand. But it starts backwards. It goes from 8 down. That's why it's called PLO 8. Just because you have an ace does not mean you might win. You could have an ace low, but you might have an 8 as your high card. But if somebody else has a 7, they actually end up winning. Is how that pot limit Omaha high-low version works in this scenario. 2 aces on the board, 2 clubs. Ace of spades, 5 of clubs, ace of clubs, and a 6 of hearts. 200 to go from Molly. Casely will go with it. Millie, 200. She will go with it as well. And a jack of spades. 300 from Molly. Casely will take a peek. Millie says no thanks. And we have Chop Suey Split Pot. That's the one graphic we did not get made today. We need soy sauce on a green screen for the chop pots. We're always forgetting that kind of stupid shit. We are back off to No Limit Hold'em. Chase still hiding in round number 5 with one of the players at this table out of the 10 players. Biggie Large being the only one knocked out so far. So an extra point will go to, I forget who. I believe that was Daniel that got that one. So Daniel already starting off the game with 1 point ahead with the bounty knockout of Biggie Large. But Biggie Large did not have Chase. So no extra 3 points for him. Chase has already visited Millie, his girlfriend. Has visited Jam Rock and Roll and stolen some scotch from him. Then went over and saw his buddy Forking Acehole and took a lighter from him for a minute. Most recently was sitting over with Ika. Took her frog from her. What a dick. And now he's sitting with somebody else. Quite possibly. You never know. Could have stayed, could have moved. As we will take a peek at our leaderboard here in just a minute. Keep some of the background music going until we can get these sound effects back up. Three, 4, 8. 2 checks. Another check. It's like Congress in the 90s, bounce checks everywhere. Or was that the 80s? I forget. I think that was in the late 80s, the bounce checks, the rubber checks that the government was issuing out to people. Boss will take that one down. She will add another 400 to her stack right there. So that'll leave our tournament top 20. Nope, sorry, it's a tournament top 10. We need to scroll that back in place here. Daniel's still sitting in the lead, double over Boss sitting in second. Jam Rock and Roll in third, Neon sitting fourth, Leary Alice fifth, Millie, Ika, Molly, Forking Acehole, Casely rounding out the bottom 5. Of Where's Chase, the Syndicate Bounty Series. And it looks like after this hand, unless somebody knocks somebody out, Chase may move again. Neon and Molly Mary going at this one with a Jack 8-5-9 on the board. 8-9 of diamonds. And a 7 of clubs rounds it out. Virtual straight sitting on the board right there. 300 from Neon. Molly goes for a couple more, going for 600 over the top, and takes it down with the straight. The Jack High straight. 10 was all she really needed on that one. And, well, and lo and behold, Chase moves on to yet another seat somewhere at the table. And ends up leaving Neon sitting all by himself now. I wonder what he took from Neon. Probably a light bulb. As Chase takes a seat somewhere else. 5 deuce ace on the board. That could be dangerous. Neon calling the big blind of $1.50 and limping in with that one. Casely, 600. Leary Alice, not going with it. And that's enough for Casely to take a few extra chips and add to her stack and build back better. Casely contacted me after one of our broadcasts one night and said, quit comparing me to Joe Biden's policies. I hate Joe Biden. I said, I don't know. Apparently Build Back Better worked for you. What are you crying about? I then had my ass kicked. Literally and figuratively. 7 of diamonds, king of jacks. We have a king of jacks. We have a king and jack of clubs, and an 8 of diamonds now comes on the turn. Ika and Millie battling this one out with another club. It's a queen. And Millie will take that one with a pair of kings over Ika's pocket tens. Did not survive that one. We are back to no limit Omaha. Well, there is such a thing. Anyway, pot limit Omaha. High cards only. It only counts if your pot limit Omaha hand has been smoking weed and is high. We have a 7 queen of clubs, 8 of diamonds. Everybody wanting to take a peek at this a little further. Off to Daniel with the 10 of hearts, hitting the board. Daniel says 900. That's a no-go down there. Molly will now sit in the hot seat. Molly saying, someone got there straight. Danny Biscuit says, there it is. I will show it to you because I'm a nice guy. Even though I will take all your chips. That's what he says. I know, because I saw it with my own fucking eyes. Oh, we'll continue watching a little bit more. Pot limit Omaha for a couple more hands, and it's, or one more hand. Got about 5 minutes left to see if somebody can catch Chase before he ends up moving off again. In this game number 5 of the Where's Chase series, a Syndicate Bounty series. Players get extra points on the Syndicate leaderboard for knocking players out, but also get bonus points for finding the player who's hiding Chase as he moves around the table. And with that, always remember when you're playing poker online, you're playing all in all night.
Sat down with a stack, feeling just right. Read the whole table like a book last night. But then a guy in Crocs and a cowboy hat called my raise with 7 deuce. Imagine that. Flop comes down, not a pair in sight. He rivered a straight, said, I just playing for the vibes, alright. Oh, all in, all night. These fuckers just can't play right. They call with trash, hit the light. I'm losing chips to fools in flight. Luck's on vacation, skills out of sight. Still I'm all in all night. Hands like this
in the hole felt 10 feet high. Big blind calls with a face full of fries. Flop strips with a 9. I don't know why. He said 9's my lucky number, dude. I tipped my hat and ordered comfort food. I studied GTO solvers and charts. They study cartoons and follow their hearts. One guy said oops as he showed his hand. Flopped a full house with a beer in his pants. I cried inside but I kept my cool, while the guy next to me played chess with a pool noodle. All in, all night, where donkeys dance and sharks lose fights. They hit their gut shots just for spite. I'm down to crumbs but still polite. If I go broke, at least I wrote this song. All in, all night. All
Well, the Chase series continues on as the Syndicate players play over at PokerNow.club. This is a live game being streamed to you live right now. They're actually playing this over at PokerNow.club. It's live! And I'm actually talking into a microphone, and everybody wants to shoot me. This is the Chase series, game number 5 of the Syndicate Poker Club's game series. If you're watching on YouTube, then you would know that they play a whole bunch of different games and we stream a whole bunch of different stuff with the Syndicate Poker Club, including final table championships and showdowns. A lot of familiar faces on the table here tonight. Casely, Leary Alice, Boss, Forking Acehole, Neon, Jammer, Daniel Biscuit, the 2-time Chase finder so far. Molly Mary will take that down with a full house. Her Pocket Kings held out for a full boat there. Blinds up at 75, 150. And they will go up again after this hand. And depending on whether somebody gets knocked out or not, Chase may move again and survive 6 rounds. $300 to go from Neon. Molly says no with an ace-jack-3, 2 clubs on the board. Leary Alice, the Mermaid Genie, says no. Neon will take that one down, and nobody gets knocked out. So, what does that mean? Off goes our glittered up raccoon to another seat. Where was he hiding, folks? Well, he was hiding with Boss, but not there anymore. He's moved on. Or has he? We never know. It's completely random as to where he could or could not be. He's been known to visit players over and over again, many a time. Most of the time, it's Forking Acehole he wants to sit next to, his bestest friend in the world. Y'all singing the lyrics with the background music, by the way? Catch me if you can, Syndicate Elite. I won't destroy your ears. I will stop. 100, 200 are the blinds. We are, where are we at? Everybody's limping in here so far. Larry Alice will take it up to 600. Over to Boss, who's going up big time at 2,200. A little bit over a pot bet there, I believe. Might be about a pot bet there. Larry Alice taking a moment to mull this over as Millie and Molly say no. Ace King Six, King Six of Hearts, and the Ace of Spades. It sounds like a TV show. It's Millie. And what was that? Mike and Molly. Now it's Molly and Millie. Millie and Molly. Write that one down, Acer. It's going to be the new TV show for the Syndicate. $2,400 from Boss, almost all in on this one. Half the pot on the bet there. Going for a value bet with the pocket tens. Dangerous, but enough to get it done with 2 overs sitting on the board. Boss just trying to get somebody whittled down. I think Boss wants to find Chase. I think Chase has pissed Boss off. Everybody limping in at this point at 200. 6, 10, 10 on the board. Rainbowed up, of course, with 2 tens out there, I would hope. If we had 2 10 of hearts out there, this would be a real bad shame. 5 of hearts comes out on the turn. Boss checks it over to 4 King Ace Hole, who, with his webcam on, I can see him flipping me off. Checks it over to Jam Rock and Roll, and Molly Mary will go ahead and throw 200 into to be looking in a bit of a Russian accent. Don't think I can't do my Russian. I did not have that one ready tonight. I cannot even roll my damn tongue correctly. I've drank too much coffee. Jam, actually, I can't even do Australian right now. I'm not in the mood to do accents right now. Anyway, there's his profile, sitting 14th Syndicate overall. For some reason, people's games are not showing up correctly. He has not won 111 series games. There have not been 111 series games yet. But once got quad aces at the Flamingo in Vegas. And best sit and go poker now ranking was 44th. Boss taking an extra 600 chips with that hand as we go into pot limit Omaha High for a couple of hands. Once again, all players are dealt 4 cards with a blind structure just like No Limit Hold'em, small blind, big blind, 100, 200 respectively, before all the cards are dealt out, and then all the cards are dealt out. And then you see what's going on here, where everybody has an option to either call, raise, in the case of what Molly Mary has just done, or fold, which Jammer, Ika, Millie, Casely have done. Larry Alice will call. Neon will not call the extra 200. 5 Queen King on the board. Daniel Biscuit, Molly Mary, heads up. Or no, sorry, Larry Alice snuck in there as a genie. I just saw her flip me off on a webcam. King Ace Hole is having a shit fit. As a 7, whatever the hell that is, comes up. Molly Mary's aces holding up once again, 2,200 on her pot. So that will do her just fine. Let's make sure we are up to date correctly here. And we are. Daniel Biscuit sitting in first. Molly Mary still sitting in second. Boss Jammer, Millie still rounding out that top 5. Larry Alice, Neon, Casely, 4 King Ace Hole, and Ika. Ika down at the bottom of the chip stack is the short stack currently. And where's Chase? Game number 5. Table number 1, because that's the only table we have left. We were at 2 tables to start. But now everybody needs to start knocking each other out for extra points on the leaderboard, which you can find over at syndicatepokerclub.com. Backstories about the Syndicate, player profiles, game series rankings, past and present, as well as YouTube links, streaming links. But you probably don't need the streaming links if you're watching this currently right now on YouTube. Because we tried doing Twitch last night and it just did not work. Twitch is a piece of shit. At least for our capabilities. 8-6-9 on the board with this Omaha hand. 2 diamonds. 8-6 of diamonds. 9 of hearts. Now another 6 comes up. It's a club. We have a pair on the board. Neon. Going for 27.15. Goes all in because the pot would have been 3,800. Working Ace-Hole will go ahead and call that with the full house over the straight. Working Ace-Hole will take this one. No problem. Taking that one away from Neon. So Neon will go down to 800 chips, and Neon will now become the short stack of the game. As we get ready to see if, will he survive? Is he hiding Chase? If he does not survive, is he hiding Chase? We'll find out. Otherwise, Chase will move again after this hand. Neon will go all in at 800. Jammer will pass that one up, along with Ika, over to Millie for an extra 600 to go. Did I lose my mic? No, I didn't lose my mic. It's right there. Leary Alice will play along. Boss, an extra 600 to go to her. And she will not play. So Neon all in, heads up showdown against Leary Alice. 2 pair 10s and 8s over 2 pair kings. And Leary Alice pulls a straight out of her ass on the river with the 9 coming up. So Leary Alice will take the knockdown by taking out Neon. And apparently Chase is safe. And he's feeling pretty good about it. Chase will be moving on as the blind level changes yet again. Chase was actually over with Molly at that point. Nine deuce 4. Ika will not go ahead and play heads up with Molly Mary on this one. So we will see that one. There's Daniel wondering where Chase is. Letting everybody know where he wants to know where Chase is too. And the blinds right before the break. Chase has done what Chase always does. He has dropped the blinds to 5-10 for this short little round before they take a break. And everybody takes a little pee break right after this round. We'll see if everybody survives the next 2 minutes. And then it will be break time. As we are an hour into Chase. Where's Chase? Syndicate Bounty Series, game number 5. Eight of spades, 10 clubs, 10 of diamonds. We're back at no limit hold'em. Blinds are at 5-10 on this crazy blind, pre-break blind. Thanks to Chase. Casely will get out of there. Daniel will check it over to Jammer with an 8 of hearts on the turn. And a 4 of hearts comes on the river. Daniel goes for a big bet of 10 with a full boat. 10s over 8s. And off to yet another hand with no limit hold'em. Before we hit a quick break. $30 to go from Ika, who's raised it up. Millie will call it pre-flop. Casely having trouble catching anything, including a cold, she says. Larry Alice, boss, Ika, Millie. Ladies battle it out. I love you, Jenny. 200 to go from boss. Ika will play it along. Larry Alice, no thanks. Ace of hearts. Check from boss, check from Ika, and a queen of diamonds on this river as we get ready to go to break. 250 for Ika. And Ika will take that one with a straight. She had the Broadway. So there we are. That will put us on break momentarily. This is the Syndicate's Chase. Where's Chase? Game number 5, a Syndicate Bounty Series. We'll be back right after this.
I don't need no chips, I just need your flair. Freak child's coffee, now it's my kind of affair. Acer lit a smoke, blinked once then sighed. That priceless lighter, baby, it's been chase-ified. You're here for the blinds, I'm here for the buzz. Like a glittered up raccoon with a gun. Turned once, it's gone. She suspects the dealer, but that read is so wrong. You built a fortress of cold calculation, but I'm the true ghost who runs this operation. I'm the sparkle in the dark, the thief in shiny slacks. I am the one who's out to steal more than just your stacks. Catch me if you can, freak child's crew. Your poker face is fierce, but my fingers are too. I don't need the glory, I just need your stash and a place in your nightmares where I make a dash. Oh, the Syndicate plots, the Syndicate plans, but you never saw me swipe your bands. That's not luck, that's not fate, that's me in your backpack stealing your van. Ace's lighter, check. Biggie's watch, tick. Millie's wine, divine. Poker cat's treats, delicious. Freak child's coffee, you're not getting it back. Catch me if you can, I'm the storm in your calm. I've got velvet gloves and klepto charm. The Syndicate's sharp, but I'm one step ahead. Then I vanish down the alley, stuck in your head.
Boom! And we're back with the action. Where are we at as we get ready to come back from break? Daniel Biscuit sitting in first. Forking Ace Hole has worked his way back up into second. Molly Mary dropping down to third. As we get ready to get started here. Coming back from a short break. Hopefully everybody has urinated, pooped, eaten, or whatever it is that they needed to do. Boss sitting in fourth. Larry Allison fifth. Jam Rock and Roll sixth. Millie seventh. Ika eighth. Casely's in ninth. Neon finished out in 10th place, and Biggie Large actually went out in 11th, which you can't see just off screen. But we have shuffled up and dealt as we are back into the action of game number 5. Where's Chase? And he is off to hide again. Starting off with our continuation of No Limit Hold'em for about 3 more hands. Casely going up to 1,200. Boss says no thanks. Casely will take some extra chips on this. 200, 400 on the blinds. Working ace hole in the big blind will check out his option with Jam Rock and Roll being the only caller. 7, deuce, 10, and another 10. Pair of 10s on the board. 3 of clubs. I'll club up the board. Jammer will just take it with the extra high card there with the King Jack. Pair of 10s. King Jack, and then the 7 on the board, playing out all the way out. We are on our last hand of No Limit Hold'em for this round. Nobody wanting to limp in here. Boss Forking Ace Hole and Daniel Biscuit all sitting together on this one. Jack King Jack on the board. Rainbowed up. Now a queen comes. And the 6 of hearts rounds out that river. And Forking Ace will take that one with the pair of jacks with the ace kicker on that one. Nothing stupendous going on with that hand, that's for sure. We're back into pot limit Omaha. 4 cards dealt out to every player. They must use 2 cards in their hand and 3 cards on the community board in the center of the table. That just popped in there with 2 10s and a queen. Queen 10 of clubs, a 10 of diamonds. Everybody checking it over. Casely checking it to Lear. Everybody's asking everybody's age. Are we having a birthday at the Syndicate Poker Club? Possibly. Daniel saying he just turned 70. Well, happy birthday to Daniel, you old fart. That means Jammer is not the old fart at the table. $400 to go to the not as old as he thought fart. Jam Rock and Roll. Everybody folding out on this one. Daniel. We'll check over to Leary Alice with 5 of diamonds on the turn. Check with a 4. And Leary Alice will take it 2 pair of queens over 10. 5.5 minutes left in the blinds. Nobody has found Chase yet. Only 2 knockouts so far. Extra point to Daniel Biscuit and Leary Alice have each earned a knockout point. But nobody has found Chase yet. 200, 400 are the blinds. Everybody's going and limping in on this one at 400. 4 King Ace Hole will take a bow out of that one. Daniel pops it up for 3 extra, so he'll go 1,200 on this. 800 to go for everybody else still in the hand. Millie says no thanks. Ika's out. Molly Mary says she will play. Casely, no thanks. Leary Alice Says, see ya, I'm going back in the bottle. Genie in the bottle, by the way. Let's not insinuate things here, folks. Molly Mary checks it after Jammer checks it to her. Daniel says, we're not playing this shit. We're going for 39 with a 5,200 chip pot sitting out there. I'll raise the overall pot to 9,100 chips right now. Molly Mary taking a good think on this Omaha hand. 7 deuce 3, rainbowed, 1 heart, 1 club, 1 diamond. And Molly Mary says, no, not too expensive for me. I'm a bargain shopper, damn it. Everybody popping in with this one so far is Boss Daniel calling Millie's big blind to 400, limping in. Ika will join him. Jack 3 Queen, Ika checks it over to Millie. And everybody will check it around, and John Malkovich it. Check, check, check. All night long. Ace of spades hopping out there. Boss talking pharmaceuticals at the moment. Has forgotten that she's in a poker game. We'll call the 1,600 from Mika. Daniel in the hot seat says no thanks. Ika going the extra 350, putting herself all in with the 9 of diamond, and that's enough to get Boss to fold out. That will put Ika back in the game decently by virtually surviving an all in. At 5150 is what she's got left now. So Ika back in the game considerably. Chase is still hiding out there somewhere amongst our remaining 9 players. As the blinds start to go higher and higher, though, we might start seeing some casualties and points being awarded. Because there will come a point where everybody will start dropping like flies. 200, 400, 200 to go for Molly, who will limp in. Casely on the option, as we are back into no limit hold'em. Casely will go with the punt for 22.65. Boss will call it. Ika will play along. King Jack Ace, 2 spades. Checked over to Ika. Ika will go for an extra 400 over to Boss. Boss will call that. That's half of what she's got left in her stack currently. Boss going all in. Ika calling it. Ika with trip jacks. Casely missing the queen for her straight or another ace for her trips. But that would have given Ika a full boat. So Ika coming on strong, knocking out 2 players in one hand. And they said she couldn't do it. But the sad news is Chase is still wandering around out there on the table, wreaking havoc. Ika did not get Chase. So he is still loose on the table here amongst the remaining 7 players now. 8-9 deuce, 3 spades. 400 from Millie over to Mr. Biscuit. And Millie will take some extra chips. So we'll take a peek at the leaderboard where we're at now. Daniel Biscuit sitting still up in first. But Ika now clipping on his heels. Working ace hole. Rounding out third, just over 8,000. Larry Alice, Millie, and Jammer. And Molly Mary now currently the short stack. Sitting about 4,600. Or at 4,600. So there you are. There's our chip stacks currently now. Speaking of Ika Kika, once again, Series Games 1 is not 111, but her highest sit-and-go ranking is 143rd, but fairly new to the poker scene at PokerNow.club. Also new to the Syndicate for the most part. Just joined right before the fall season, so it does not have an overall ranking as of yet. Those were not updated, unfortunately. Comes originally from St. Petersburg, Russia. Not Yugoslavia or whatever the hell didn't make it there. And does not divulge age because women do not tell or give out their age, they say. There's your player, Ika Kika, the player profile. Chase has moved again as we are at 300, 600. We are looking at Jammer with the option here. And it looks like Jammer will time that one out. Jack 6-8. Another jack on the board. Pair of jacks now sitting there on either end. Starting the flop and on the turn. Everybody checking it around. Leary Alice consulting with the genie in the bottle and says 1,200 to go. Jammer, who timed out on the last orbit of betting, will fold that one out over to Millie, who will fold that out. Leary Alice being very secretive as to what cards she had. As we go 300, 600, Jammer, Ika. Millie will fold out. Molly Mary will double it up, 12 to go. That makes it 9 for Jammer to go. And another 6 for Ika, no good. Molly will take those extra blinds. And she'll be happy. As we are headed off to another hand of Omaha. The Syndicate Poker Club playing live over at PokerNow.club. This is a live broadcast of a live poker game. The Chase Series, game number 5. SyndicatePokerClub.com. You can find more information about the Syndicate over there. Who plays in the Syndicate, where they've played, a little bit more information about them, stats, games, tournaments, how to join the Syndicate. And you probably don't really need the live streams because, well, you're watching it. You're already there. You're on YouTube. So there you go. Chase still sitting safe with one of the players right now, with 2 minutes left before the blinds go up yet again to 400, 800. Five of hearts, 9 of hearts, 3 of spades, and that will give Daniel Biscuit Trip threes is what he shows. As we head off to another hand. Syndicate's written a lot of different music. Theme music for all of their different game series, but also goofy songs on top of that one. Here's one for you that everybody loves. The truest story of online poker beyond Folded a Full House. It's the River of Tears.
This one's for the grinders, the ghosts of bankrolls past, and everyone who's ever lost to a guy named Ricky, holding 6-9 offsuit on a prayer.
I had the nuts on the turn, felt like a king, counting my chips, hearing the angels sing. He called my shove like he couldn't care less, said let's see what happens, oh no this fucking ass. Board paired the river, my soul took a hit, he slow rolled me quads while eating Cool Ranch chips. Down by the river of tears, where dreams drown deep and love disappears. These stupid fuckers floating down the river, sitting on the toilet and then they flush. I played it right, but fate interferes, now I'm floating alone on a river of tears. Another day, another dollar lost, flopped a straight thought, I'll show him who's boss. He called with two pair, weak as can be, then the board paired up naturally. He fist bumped the guy in a Scooby-Doo hat while I stared at the felt flat on my back. Down by the river of tears, where dreams drown deep and love disappears. These stupid fuckers floating down the river, sitting on the toilet and then they flush. I played it right, but fate interferes, now I'm floating alone on a river of tears. I once believed in math, in discipline, in range, but now I believe in bad beats and emotional change. They say variance, I say witchcraft. They say don't tilt, I say laugh on my behalf. Cashed out my chips, walked into the night, past the neon sign and the soda Sprite light. My bankroll's gone, but my soul remains, scarred by maniacs and psychic pains. If you see me wandering with hollow eyes, just know the river's where my sanity lies. Down by the river of tears, where straights get cracked and you face your fears. It's not just the cards, it's the pain of the peers who hit runner, and then cheers. Yeah, I'll see you again on that river of tears.
Well, there we are. Chase moves on again as the blinds go up to 400, 800. He has still not been caught. He's now sat with 11 different players so far. As we are on round number 12 of the Syndicate's Where's Chase Bounty Series. Players getting extra points for knocking each other out, but also getting extra points if they knock the player out who is hiding Chase, who they don't know where Chase is hiding. We can tell you where he was. He started off with Millie. He was over with Jammer. Then he went over to Four King. He was with Ika at one time. Sat with Neon while Neon was still in the game. Went and sat with Boss. Sat with Molly. Then sat with Millie again, his girlfriend, and their baby giraffes. Then decided to go visit Mr. Jam Rock and Roll. Then went and saw Leary Alice. Then saw Daniel just recently. And now he's sitting with somebody else, possibly. May still be sitting with Daniel. You never know where Chase could be. He is randomly selecting his little victims that he wants to steal points from. And that's how it runs with the Syndicate's Where's Chase Bounty series. In the interim, Leary Alice has gotten one extra bounty point for knocking out Neon. Daniel got an extra bounty point for knocking out Biggie Large. Ika, however, came on strong and had a double knockout with Boss and Casely by knocking the two of them out. So she will take on 2 extra bounty points in this game. But the big question is, who's going to be the big winner of the whole game and take all the game points and also take some Chase points away as well? Chase has been telling the Syndicate they can't catch him fast enough. He's proven himself right. They are making it to 12 rounds so far that nobody's caught him. But the knockouts have been slow and steady, that's for sure. Molly Mary on the chopping block. Ace 8, 2 pair, Ace Jack from Jam Rock and Roll. This will leave him with 15 chips and put him on the border of being knocked out, but not quite yet. Molly Mary surviving an all-in with 2 pair on the flop. The Jam Rock and Roll going all in for 15. It's still another 400 to Molly Mary. She will double that up to 16. 800 more to Leary Alice, who will call it a 2-4 queen. Queen and a 4 of spades, a 2 of diamonds. And pocket 7s for Jammer. He will not survive this, it looks like. No, nothing on the river for him. So that will be a loss for Jammer, going out in 7th place. But, of course, well, there's that little fucking fool again. No, he's still safe, hiding out with somebody else. He was not hiding out with Jammer. So the glittered up raccoon continues to hide and wreak havoc with the Syndicate on this game number 5. You guys just are not being able to catch him tonight. You guys caught him a little quicker the last 4 games. Not tonight. He was right. Catch him soon, or he will rub it in your face. I can see it coming. Leary Alice and Millie going at this one. Millie's aces will hold in with 2 pair aces and deuces with the queen. Millie will survive that. Line's going up here in about a minute and a half. Nobody catches Chase. He'll move again. Or he may stay put. You never know. 4-7-3, 2 spades on this flop with a 3 of diamonds. Leary Alice has 16 to go. That is half the pot right there. Daniel Biscuit, a 2-time chase finder, says no. Molly Mary says no thanks. Leary Alice will take that one for a few extra chips in her pocket. So there we are. On to another hand of Pot Limit Omaha High-Low, or PLO 8 as it's known. Your standard high hand poker hands all play, but also if there are 3 cards on the board that are 8 or lower, there's a possibility of a low best hand. The best lowest hand being ace, deuce, 3, 4, 5. Speaking of Leary Alice, comes out of Europe, I believe Switzerland to be exact. Will not divulge age, of course. Does not have 111 series games won either. Best season sit-and-go poker rank was Poker Now sit-and-go rank, 13th, but was also the very first winner and recipient of a Syndicate bracelet, being the Summer Series, 2025 Summer Series champion. And is currently ranked 9th overall with the Syndicate. Miss Leary Alice, the Genie Mermaid. Mermaid Genie, something like that. So we are down to 6. And Chase has moved yet again as he dances his way off to somebody else's seat to sit on their lap. Working ace hole is all in. Ika Kika is all in. Pocket tens, ace jack, queen 10. Whole lot of crap that could happen here. Daniel's leading, and Daniel will take the double knockout, I do believe. Yes, sirree, Bob. He will take him out with 2 pair of aces over. And we'll take out Ika and 4 king ace hole. And nope, there's that glittered up raccoon dancing around. He being a dick. He's still safe. Still sitting on the table, hiding out like a candy ass. We got Millie, Molly Mary, Leary Alice, and Daniel Biscuit. He can't be hiding too many more places. "13 rounds Chase has survived, hiding amongst them." Millie will take some extra chips for herself. As the blinds are 500, 1,000. Molly Mary going all in for 73-13. As we are back to no limit hold'em. Syndicate doubleheader, by the way. We have the Crucible coming up next that the Syndicate players will be playing, but this will not be live streamed tonight. But the Syndicate players will be moving on from this game on to yet another big series game, the Crucible. Ace 4 of diamonds versus pocket queens. Ace comes on the flop. Ace 7 of hearts, a king of spades, a king of hearts, a 7 of spades. And none of that helps Leary Alice's pocket queens. Molly Mary will survive and take a big chunk back into her chip sack. And that will land her in second place currently now, right behind Daniel, who's got just about a 2-1 lead over her. Millie and Leary Alice will be battling it out. Leary Alice now on the short stack at 47.25. Molly Mary, Millie, and Daniel going with 1,000 to go on this one, with blinds being 5, 1,000. 8-3 queen, rainbowed up. A heart, a club, and a spade. Now a 2 of clubs comes up. Millie with the action right now. He will check it over to Molly. Molly goes a grand. Daniel will call it. Millie will stay in it. Millie going a grand on this one. Molly Mary says no. Millie Molly show. And Daniel says no with an ace queen 2 pair for Miss Millie. Taking that one down. Millie, also from Australia, 27 years old. Loves No Limit Hold'em. Got into the poker scene on pokernow.club. Syndicate overall ranking is 15th currently. Best season sit and go ranking over at pokernow.club is 30th. And she's had lots of royal flushes. That's her notable poker accolade. As well as many other poker accolades that she's going to start earning here with the Syndicate, I'm sure. 779 on the board. Sounds like an emergency number, 779. Leary Alice, DRT. No, sorry, we have split pot right there. Is what we have. We have SPRT, split pot right there. Chop Suey. As Daniel and Leary Alice have the kings to go with the 2 pair 10s over 7s. Millie will pop out of this one for a grand on the blind to go. 5, 5, 10 on the board. 5 of clubs, 10 of clubs, and a 5 of hearts. Checked around to Molly, who checks it. A deuce of hearts. Now we got a pair of hearts on the board. Everybody checking around with the 3 of clubs for free. Definitely got their money's worth on that card. 1,000 to go from Molly. Leary Alice says no thank you, and Daniel says nope, not doing it. As we are back into pot limit Omaha. Hand number 2 of the rotation here. We will be going into pot limit Omaha high-low next hand. Leary Alice going all in with 39.75. Easy to go all in with the pot limit. You can only bet what's in the pot, but when the blinds are at 500, 1,000, it's not that hard to go all in. It's going to be a race. As we have 2 pair on Molly Mary, Queen 7, 2 pair King Queen with Leary Alice. King Queens are holding. And, excuse me, will survive as I sound like Chewbacca. That was not my best Chewbacca version. Anyway, Leary Alice hanging tight on that one. As we've got about 30 seconds left on this blind level. Chase still wandering around out there amongst these 4. As we have a Queen, 10, King rainbowed up. Daniel has an option to check or raise here. Or he could fold if he's really weird like that. Five of clubs comes on this turn. Silence is killing me as we keep waiting for the decisions here. 22.50 from Daniel. Over to Millie. Molly Mary will get out of there. Another 5 comes on the river. Millie checks it over. Daniel says 3 grand. Claiming he was disconnected. We did not see a disconnection here. So that is quite odd. Perhaps playing a little mind game with a full boat. Wow, that's a lot of 10s and queens right there. Daniel having the full boat. But the blinds go up, and Chase is safe yet again and still wandering around these 4 as nobody got knocked out yet. 9, queen, deuce. 9, deuce of diamonds, king of spades. Ace of spades as Larry Alice checks it over to Daniel. Daniel, the huge chip lead at the moment. 6 of diamonds. Larry Alice checks it. Daniel checking it. Daniel apparently lagging. We're not seeing any disconnections yet, though. But he will take that one. 600, 1200 are the blinds, as Daniel will take that little bit there. Millie on the option here with the 1200 big blind. As Millie will check the option for queen, deuce, so 4 hearts, queen of diamonds, deuce, clubs. Three of diamonds comes on the turn. Larry Alice has let everybody know that she's awake. Another 3 comes up. Millie has the 3 of a kind threes that comes on the river. So she will take a few more chips on this. 600, 1200, Millie on the small blind, Molly on the big blind. 1200 to Larry Alice, who will call. Millie will not see the extra chips for the flop. 3 bet by Molly for 3,600, and Larry Alice will call this one. 6 queen 9, rainbow flop, as we are back into no limit hold'em hands here. Actually, we have that. 7 of hearts on the turn. 24 to go for Molly. And Larry Alice will go with that as well. Larry Alice taking a huge chunk away from Molly Mary on that one. And puts Larry Alice from being on the edge to being right back in the game, chasing on Daniel right now. Chase still hiding out amongst the 4 of these players. About 2 hours into game number 5 of the Chase series here. 1200. The check option from Millie for 10 deuce, 10 deuce of clubs. Daniel checking it over to Millie. King of spades comes on this river. And Daniel's bet will make Millie fold it out. 600, 1200 on the blinds for Millie and Molly Mary. Larry Alice will go along with it, so will Daniel. 600 to go for Millie to see if she'll go along with the ride. Not this time. And Molly Mary will check this one out. The 10 jack 5. Ace of diamonds on that turn. And another ace comes, so we will ace it up on the boards here. Everybody checking it down. Larry Alice will take 2 pair of the jack, being the helpful part of her hand for 2 pair. Blinds will be going up in the next hand, which means depending on whether we have a knockout within the next 10 seconds or so, Chase may move again. Pair of jacks on the board with a 6. Molly Mary is all in. 2 pair of jacks over 3s. Jacks over 8s with Daniel. Jacks over 8s with Daniel will hold. Molly Mary will exit. However, Chase is still safe, believe it or not, with that. So after 15 rounds, Chase is still hiding out at the table. Daniel, where are we at here? 33,570. Molly Mary will take a 4th place exit. Daniel busy talking instead of betting or playing. $700, $1,400 are the blinds. Millie in the big blind for the 14. Larry Alice on the button. Getting the freebie right on this one. But she says there's no freebies at 5,200 going up. That'll put Millie almost all in, right? Just shy of all in. If Millie calls here, she will not, and Larry Alice will take the blinds. Being under the gun and in playing a good position bet there to gain some more chips. Gain some ground on Daniel Biscuit. We like the 1,400. Now you get 700 to 1,400 from Millie. Larry Alice. I can't do Forrest without being able to hear my voice. I need a new soundboard. If you want to donate to the soundboard fund on Friday, make sure to buy the Syndicate albums over at the Syndicate Bandcamp channel. 9-6 Jack. 9-6 Jack of heart. 9 of hearts. Jack of hearts. 6 of clubs. Daniel will make it 42 to go. That'll put Millie all in. She says no. 42 is the pot. Larry Alice holding tight on this decision. Because they know between the 3 of them, one of the 3 of these guys has Chase hiding out with them. They know this. So are they playing for game points, or are they playing to find Chase? That's the bigger question. What is the angle? Daniel going to take Larry Alice all in with an 8 of clubs on the turn in this no-limit hold'em hand. And Larry Alice taking some time on thinking about that one. Just a pair of jacks from Mr. Daniel Biscuit there, as that hand will go down in history. Got 5 minutes left on some blinds. Millie coming out as the big-time short stack now, holding on for dear life at 1580. 5-3-5 Jack. Pair of 5s on the board. Millie making a move all in. She'll take some more chips. Give her some more life for a few minutes. Extra puff of oxygen. Queen 7-3. Daniel checks it over to Millie. Still claiming lag. I think we have to blame more that Daniel's just 70 years old. Uh, it's old age, god damn it. I ain't that young no more. King 10 deuce. We got 2 diamonds on the board. 28 from Leary Alice over to Millie. That'll be about a little over half her stack. Or about half her stack. No go for Millie. Leary Alice will limp in the extra 700. Daniel will check it with an ace deuce 3. Daniel making a big move, 5,600 pre-flop. Millie's not going to play along with that one. Leary Alice ain't going to play along either. Daniel will take some more chips. 3 minutes left on this blind level. Daniel just kind of running away with the game here. Here goes Leary Alice going all in with a pair of kings over a pair of tens currently. And 3 of a kind will take that one. Daniel Biscuit will take out Leary Alice. And it is taken, once again, Daniel Biscuit to find Chase. Chase has had to give away his points and his chips over to Daniel. Daniel will steal a point from Leary Alice. Chase will steal a point from Leary Alice. Daniel will get the Leary Alice point as well as the Chase points. And Chase is just absolutely, positively upset as Millie and Daniel go heads up. An amazing 15 rounds Chase was able to hide tonight. As Millie is all in with a pair of kings. Only a pair of threes from Daniel, so Millie will have a few more chips added over here and give some more life to see if she can take over this David and Goliath story here, possibly. We don't know what the chances are. But Chase has been found. Daniel has taken him. And Millie has pocket jacks, which will easily survive for the trips on the turn. Millie going to try and make some big comeback moves here, I bet. Build back better. Somebody get Professor Chips over there to clean that shit up. They have poker chips all over the screen. Thank you. Queen Ace, Deuce, Deuce. 1,400 from Millie. Daniel will go with it. Queen of Spades. 2 queens on the board. 2 twos on the board. It's like a ballet. 2-2. Little 2-2. I got a little 2-2. Full house from Miss Millie, though. King's over. Deuces over kings. Millie is building back better. Look at this go. King 7-5. David and Goliath story, we've got to have the heavier music. We can't have chase music anymore. 3 Jack Jack 6, and an ace of clubs. Millie going 16, Daniel. Not going for it.
Just breed J.
laces tight, dreaming about the chips I had stacked tonight. Then the flop came friendly, the pot was mine to earn. But danger's always lurking, here comes the turn. It's the turn of turmoil, wrecking every plan, cracking pocket pairs like a sledgehammer slam. The river took the blame, but we all learned. The real heartbreaker's the card that burned. The little photorista bluffing with a fan. Turns out she's no lady, just a tricky man. Lord Farqueef's calling with a 7-deuce. Hits his miracle turn, sets his chaos loose. It's the turn of turmoil, the twist of fate, where the nuts go sour and the fish get great. Poker now thought rivers were the dealer's crime, but the turn's been rigged the whole damn time. Dealer, that's impossible. There's no way.
Well, we could be seeing it right here.
This site's gotta be broken. Oh wait.
Well, Millie did not quite make the all-in bet there.
The turn of turmoil. The crowd goes wild. Dreams turn dust. Stacks get defiled. From Folderista's mast to Farqueef's smirk.
Millie goes all in at 220 with the 10 of spades on that turn.
It's the turn of turmoil, wrecking every plan, cracking pocket pairs like a sledgehammer slam.
Oh, Millie got her hand before the turn of turmoil there, but she survived. We're still flying along here. 2 hours into Chase game number 5. The Syndicate Bounty Series. Daniel Biscuit cleaning up house. Multiple knockouts tonight. Plus found Chase finally after 15 blind rounds. And currently sitting with the massive chip lead to win this. But Millie could come back. However, these two have completely forgotten we have another game in an hour and a half. But we'll see how this goes. We don't want to rush them along just because there's another game. Millie coming on strong. In some of these later U.S. games because she's in Australia. Daniel ready to put Millie all in. Millie does go all in. She's got the twos. 2 pair, 10s over 2s for Daniel on that turn of turmoil. Took it down. And that will do it. That will cook the books on game number 5 of the Chase. Where's Chase series, game number 5 of the Syndicate's many different tournament series that go on. You can check that out over at syndicatepokerclub.com. Daniel Biscuit rounding out the win with Millie taking second. Leary Alice, who was hiding Chase, taking third when Daniel knocked her out. And that will leave our top 10 as Daniel, Millie, Leary Alice, Molly Mary 4th, Ika in 5th, 4 King Ace Hole took 6th, Jammer in 7th, Boss 8th, 9th for Casely, 10th for Neon, and Biggie Large, not on the screen there, but he finished out in 11th. on this game number 5. The final game of Chase Series happens next week, same bat time, same bat channel. May or may not be streamed. Make sure to subscribe, and you will be able to know the reality of whether or not that's going to happen or not. Because if you subscribe, you'll get the notification. And mash that button, or whatever the hell else they say. Until then, this is the Voice of Mystery. Even though you actually know who I am, I don't give a fuck. We're out. This is the Syndicate Poker Club. We'll see you at syndicatepokerclub.com.